Hi everyone.
Is it just me, or is the music still playing?
Just you. I can't hear anything. Hey, what are you hearing?
Let me take my ears out because I'm now hearing myself, but I'm like 5 seconds behind. Hold on.
I think Simon might have the YouTube open somewhere. It sounds like.
I'm going to come out and back in.
Okay. Okay. I'll entertain our guests. Hey everyone, how are we all doing? Simon's having some technical difficulties, but I'm sure that they will be resolved thusly. Let me quick look and see who's here so far. Might as well make myself useful rather than just slacking off and relying on Simon to do everything. Is it sorted or? I can't. You're on mute, so I can't hear you. But it looks like you're muted via StreamYard. There we go. I think we can hear you now. You're just not speaking.
Yeah, but I'm hearing you now saying slacking off, leaving Simon to do everything.
Oh right, yeah, that was like a couple. That was a minute ago.
I've got everything. Oh,
it's really strange.
You're on mute, so I can't hear you.
I'm not muted.
It looks like you're muted via StreamYard. This is. How do I stop this? I think we can hear you.
Do you have YouTube open on? Like, have you got it open on a window somewhere? And that might be what you're hearing. And I know you're not going to hear this message for another couple of minutes, but
okay. Oh, I think we're back to normal. Something just made like a pop sound. Oh, I think we're back to normal.
Can you hear me in real time?
I can.
Yay!
Yeah, that was bizarre because I could see that you weren't talking and you were saying things. I was nodding along. Then I heard my own voice, and I'm like, I said that like a minute ago. That was really freaky. What a night, Chris.
I know, it's weird. I wonder why. So you didn't have YouTube open somewhere then? No, that wasn't what was causing it.
No, I've got the StreamYard. Yeah, no, I've just got StreamYard. So, and I haven't.
Strange.
It's not connected to that because I haven't opened the YouTube yet on that. But
yeah.
Oh wow, we're looking like a rabbit in the headlights. That was because I was like, what on earth is going on here?
I know, gosh. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. That seems to be the theme tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah. Shall we tell them the story?
Yeah, about the old switcheroo that we're playing on them.
Any eagle-eyed amongst us noticed the sudden change in the last hour of the topic that we're going to be discussing, whereas nobody even picked up on it. I don't think anybody has.
I thought what you were going to say there was anyone who's eagle-eyed among us, your job for tonight is to keep your eye on my shelves and tell me where this deck is.
Saskia says yes. So yeah. So I was confused. Yeah. So Chris, I mean, firstly, this has come around really quick. Does it seem like a few minutes ago since we did Throwback Thursday? And I know Christmas and New Year speeds things up anyway, doesn't it, in time? But Chris and I did a live last week. Was it last week? The Boxing Day Bash? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? See, that feels like a long time ago. Yet the throwback doesn't. So yeah, our unboxing day. And then we suddenly said, oh, when are we together for a throwback? And Chris was like, next week. And I was like, really? And we said we was going to chat over the weekend to decide what deck and plan for it. Anyway, neither of us remembered until I think you'd sent me a message yesterday, but I didn't pick it up till this morning. Last night I was in bed early. First day back at work kind of hit me. So I didn't get the message, and then I think you'd sent a message about 10:30 last night saying, "Oh, just to let you know, I've sent you a glide." Saw it at work today, and it was like, we're going live tonight to do Throwback, and Chris came up with about 3 deck choices that he knows that we've both got. And we agreed on New Era Elements. So I was at work and I was thinking, yeah, I'll have plenty of time when I get home. I know exactly where that deck is on the shelf. We'll get it out. I'll have a look at it. Anyway, about 6:30, I think. I thought I'll start to prep for it. Went to the cubicle, not there. And it's where all my kind of small tuck boxes are. And so I spent an hour and a half going through every cubicle and the 200 and plus decks that's in the spare room, and I can't find it. And I know I've not given it away or traded it or anything like that. Just can't find it. And then as the clock was ticking away, I was getting more and more panicky, thinking, we're going live in less than an hour and I can't find this deck. So I spoke to Chris and we said, well, look, we can either postpone it and I'll try and find it over the weekend, or we go with another deck, because, like I said, Chris had mentioned 3. So we decided, rather than just postpone it and not come on live tonight, we would switch it around and do another deck this month. Can I have my reading? We're not doing readings, Sam, tonight. Chris, you often do readings, don't you, on your channel? When you next doing a live where somebody could have a reading?
Probably next week. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next week, the 11th.
That could even be on your channel, actually, to be fair, that comment. So
yeah, it may well be, actually. I think I've got my comments open here. No, I think it's someone on your channel, Simon.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So we've decided to go with TD and Waite, haven't we? But
yeah,
I quite like this deck, so I'm quite happy to switch over and do this one instead. And I'm sure we'll pick up New Era Elements at some point in the future once it's reared its head.
Yeah. I've got to that point where, as I said to Chris, the other thing is, the more I panic and the more I think time's running out, and having ADD, I couldn't focus. I was just seeing all these decks and I was getting really overwhelmed. And it's probably staring me in the face. I've probably, looked at it many times. But anyway, that's and I said to Chris, it's the first time that I've looked at my deck collection and thought, I've got too many decks. This is ridiculous. And they're all falling. And as I was taking them out, others were crashing down and cards are going everywhere. And I was like, this is out of control.
Oh, that's a shame. He was gliding me and he was getting, he did seem very, very stressed out.
Anxious.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We've done a wee switcheroo. Everybody loves a wee bit of drama at the last minute, don't we? So, so yeah, but everything's fine now. Everything's sorted.
Yeah, we just move on, do something different, and then if it appears. But we've even got another deck in mind for next month, so we've bought ourselves a bit of time. Robin said it's probably in a Kelly bag somewhere, but I thought, could it be in a bag? But I don't throw away my boxes, so I would have found at least the empty box, and then that would have told me that it's in a bag. But it's not to be seen, so. Not yet, anyway. Sounds like a scene from a good TV show, says Jonathan.
We'll need to arrange everyone who's within like a distance of Nottingham. Get yourself over to Simon's home at some point, and you need to have a big search party. And then you need to arrange his decks in like some Dewey Decimal System or something.
And now I've got Libib, and that's what I was thinking. Maybe even if I do like, it would take me 6 months, but I've got 25 cubicles behind me. Maybe if I just list what decks in each cubicle, so that by alphabetical order. So if it's something like Albano, where it's cubicle 2, do you know what I mean? Where my RWS decks are. But like I said, I just thought it was there. And the deck that we're doing tonight, which is the Tarot De Marseille-Waite, when you suggested it, I thought, I'd love to do that one because I love that deck. And what went through my mind is, I don't know whereabouts it is. And then the irony is, I found that one whilst trying to find New Era Elements. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, everyone who's in the chat, pop your stories in the chat if you've had something similar happen to you. So, have any? I've seen Jonathan said ask your house elves to bring them back, but has anyone had any situations where little naughty elves have hidden your decks from you? And which deck was it, and where did you find it? My mum used to always ask me that question: where did you lose it? Did you ever get asked that as a child? Whereabouts did you lose
Well,
it?
where
If
did
you
you?
said
Yeah,
you've lost something.
retrace your steps. That's what you used to get
Yeah.
told. Retrace your steps. But some friends of mine, you've probably heard me mention Lysian. They used to run the crystal stand downstairs in the market.
Yeah.
They sell dowsing crystals, and I used to run this big event for a college I used to work at, and it was a celebration of diversity. And there was loads of stalls, loads of workshops, and everything happening. And I'd got a camera that I used to go around and take photographs of the workshops, the activities, the entertainment, the stalls, so that you could document it. And I put this camera down somewhere and I couldn't find it. I was really panicking because it wasn't my camera, and it was back then about £600 worth of kit. And I was convinced that if I didn't find it, somebody would walk off with it, you know. And I was getting quite panicky. And I was telling Liz, I went up to her stand and I said, lost my camera, blah, blah, blah. And she said, you haven't lost it because you were the last person to have it. It's just that, you know, in your subconscious, your brain knows exactly where it is. So she did this activity with me with a dowsing crystal, going through all the places I've been to. And then she said, is it the office? Is it the club? And it told me that it was this particular office. And I went, and there it was on the chair, pushed under the desk. And I'd been in there a number of times, but I didn't think to pull the chair out.
Yeah.
So that was remarkable because I thought, yeah, my brain, I'm the one that's put it on the chair, pushed the chair under the desk and gone out. But of course, in that moment of panic and not being able to find something, I thought it was lost. And then you get into that mindset of I've lost it, and you go checking everywhere else. But using the dowsing crystal to strip that back was unbelievable.
Yeah. I do that as well. I'll plank things from myself. I'll plank, hide things from myself. I'll be like, it's as though my brain switches phases, and it's in one phase when I put something in a certain place, and I put it in a place thinking, right, that's a really good place to put that. I won't lose it, or I'll know what it is. And then something, time will go by, something will happen. My brain switches phases, and I cannot for the life of me remember where I put the thing or what's happened to it. See, when I eventually locate it, I can remember having the train of thought, being like, oh yeah, I'll put that there. That's a good place to put that. Like, for example, in one of these boxes, do you know what I mean? That's a classic place where I would put something thinking, right, that I'll keep that safe, that'll keep that safe in there. But I keep it safe from myself is the problem. But it's funny because when you locate it, like, see, when you found the camera on that chair, could you remember thinking, right, I'm putting that on that chair, that way it's out the way, or like no one can see it, or like, could you remember having that train of thought? Or
it wasn't intentionally put there out the way. I'd sat at that chair talking to somebody, and I'd got it over my shoulder, the strap. And when I stood up, I carried on talking, and I just pulled it down on the chair.
Right.
And so when it was there on the chair, I thought, well, why is it there and pushed underneath? And then I remembered just taking it off and putting it on the chair. And then as I finished talking and walked out, I just tidied myself by pushing the chair against the desk. So then when I
Yeah.
came back in to try and find it, the chair was against the desk, and I didn't even think that it was there on the chair. That
Yeah.
rhymes.
Right. Got you.
But do you
Got you.
ever? I still have things that have disappeared that I've never found, and that infuriates me. Oh gosh, I forgot her name. She did the Crystal Skull Tarot. Jessie. Jessie made me a pendant years ago with a pentacle in it, and it had black hematite stones all the way around the outside, and I loved it. And I've got in my bedroom, I've got a mirror on the wall, and I put on the corners of them all my pendants and things like that. And I remember pulling it there, and I went to put it on one day, and it's not there at all. And I've never found it, and that's about 2 years now. And I
Oh,
thought, I bet if I move the bedroom around, when it comes to doing it, I'll find it. And then about 6 months ago, I moved all my bedroom around. The bed's on the other side of the room and all that sort of stuff. Everything was moved, hoovered, and it's never turned up. And I'm gutted.
yeah.
And I've tried dousing crystal and everything, and I cannot find it. I know it is not out of this flat. It's in this flat somewhere. And I keep thinking maybe I've put, like you said, that little box. When you said that little box, that's what reminded me, because sometimes I'll put trinkets and things into little boxes.
Yeah.
I've got things like this. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but it's never ever turned up,
Yeah.
and
That's
it's
definitely
more
happened to
upsetting
me as
because it was
well.
a
Yeah.
gift as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Kitchen utensils, I'm awful for. Well, this, I know I sound really sad and I'm really showing my age here, right? But we had this brilliant potato peeler. It was the best potato peeler I've ever, ever had. And we can't find it. Like, we've got another potato peeler, so it's fine. But this one was just like, it just glided over the potatoes. And I know that this is really sad. I can hear it myself. Please don't think that that I'm deaf to it. But uh, yeah, this potato peeler just has gone away. It's
Do you know?
just
Do
escaped
you know
from
where
us.
that
And
that do you know where that probably is? It's probably in the bin, because I salvaged a potato peeler from. I don't have a bin in the kitchen. I have a carrier bag, because we have to
right,
tie everything up and drop it down a chute. So I have it over a drawer in the kitchen, and I was scraping the potato peelings into this bag. And this particular day, I went back, and then I went to do the carrots, and I couldn't find the potato peeler anywhere. And I was going through looked at the sink, looked at the drainer, and I thought, I wonder if it's in the rubbish bag. And there it was, in the rubbish bag amongst the potato peelings. So I bet you'd
you
thrown
could
it
be right
away.
actually. Because now that I think about it, when I'm peeling, you peel into the bin, don't you? So it is totally feasible that it could be there.
Yeah.
Um, Malamir, we've not even said hi to anyone, but I've just seen Malamir's commenting. I came into this conversation at a strange time.
But just before we go back onto track, what we should be talking about. Did I tell you it happened about a year ago, and then it happened again yesterday? I'm really getting worried. I went to to make a drink, and my coffee was in the fridge, and my milk was in the cupboard. And I've done that before, and I was like, I opened the fridge up, and I was like, why's the coffee here? Then I was like, where's the milk? And I'm like, why? What's going on? Could you have a drink like it wasn't
Oh.
today and the whole milk was gone off? It was like an hour or so, because I do drink quite a lot of tea at home now. But
Oh dear, that's funny. Um, oh yeah, I've done things like that as well. I'll be honest. Sandy's caught me a number of times going to put like strange things in the fridge, and he'll always say to me, what are you doing? You're not really thinking about that, are you?" But I think sometimes you do. You just kind of go into autopilot a wee bit, and at some point you stop thinking about what you're doing. Oh,
yeah,
it's funny. Do you want me to quickly go through the people that are in the chat and say hi to everyone?
Yeah, go on then.
So we've got the lovely Jen from Inspiration Psychology with Jen. Hey Jen, how are you?
Hi, Hen.
We've got Connie C. We've got Golden 1789. We've got the lovely Deanne from Blue Crescent Tarot. We've got Kat Evans. We have got Gerald from Tarot Stash. We've got Petra. Donna Taylor. Bookish and Witchy. Laura Boudurant. We have got all the chats doing its jumpy. Starry Eyed Hermit. We've got Janet in North Carolina, USA. We've got Saskia Handley. Jonathan Daly.
Hi, Jonathan.
And Lily Rose. Hi Lily, how you doing? Becky Jarrell. Robin from Toadstool Tarot. And Cheryl from Oneness Emporium. Cheryl says she's looking forward to her thoughts on this deck. I wonder what deck she's actually talking about, though. You might be in for a surprise, Cheryl. We never know. Sam Lisa, that was Sam that had asked about her reading. Nicole Cottage Witch says, once you find New Era elements, I'd love a chat about that. You'll probably find it as soon as this is over. Yeah, that tends to be the thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm not very good at the whole calling out names thing. Kristen Louise and Trisha Wartooth. Hi, Trisha. Mama Squirrel.
Hi, Jen.
I think that might be us. Oh, Malamir, of course. Malamir. Hi, Malamir.
Hi, Malamir. Robin's asked if we have Bigelow brand tea. I've not heard of Bigelow. Have you, Chris?
No, I've not.
Perfectly mint. Oh, spearmint. That's nice. I like spearmint.
Robert W. is here as well, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Everyone's sharing their stories about losing things and stuff. Deanne says brains, fa la 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 la, putting things away. Bohemian Rose Tarot as well, and that is us caught up. Hi, everyone.
Wow, lovely to see everybody. Thanks for bearing with us. I mean, we've been 25 minutes talking about forgetting things or losing things, but it's all good. We can have some fun too, can't we? Hi, Sarah. I see you.
Speaking of losing things, I've lost where I put my notes. So
have you?
They're still in Canva.
If not, I can wing it over to you. But I've got.
It's okay. We're sorted. Got it. Okay.
So deck for
Shall
the
we kick off? So the deck of the month is Tarot De Marseille-Waite. Yeah, as my lovely assistant has shown. The year of release. So this was, from what I can see, this was published in 2020.
Yeah, do you know? I thought it was much longer. I was like 2020, and then I looked when I did my walkthrough, and it was November 2020, which is only just over 3 years. But I thought this had been out a lot longer than that.
Right. Yeah. No, I can remember when you showed it, and that was one of the first times that I had seen it. So it was. So I kind of assumed it came out around about that time.
It's the only deck where I've ordered 2 copies at once. In the past, if I've bought a deck and I've really loved it and I want a backup copy, I'll then order a second copy. And maybe it was because it was coming from France that I thought, I don't want to do the rigmarole of that. But I ordered 2 copies of this.
Right.
because I really liked it. And just as a little, this is my work kind of journal to do stuff. I use it as my bullet journal as well and all that kind of thing. But when I opened it up, I had an extra card in one of the decks, which is this one, the Four of Cups.
Oh.
So what I did, I wrote on the back in a metallic and I just put, take time out to focus on your own needs. And that sits in the front of my journal. So that a part of this deck is always with me. You know, it goes to work with me and everything. But every so often I'll pull that out, and it's almost like an affirmation. So I just thought I'd share that because that was another thing, you know, where there was that random extra card, and I thought, well, that's really strange that I've got that extra card. So I took that as a sign that I needed to, you know, carry it with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Robin says the Four of Cups is perfect for hinting at that missing deck.
Well, it can help me. That's what it can do.
So the creators of this deck are Emmanuel Iger and Alice Laverty. Now the book is in French, and from what I can see, use and translate, Alice Laverty is the artist, and Emmanuel, I'm pronouncing it Iger, is the it's kind of been done under their direction. I'm assuming that they've maybe written the book and stuff. But yeah, so they're the two creators, and the publisher is Edition Trajectoire. So yeah, that's some of the kind of background information about the deck. Cardstock. This is quite unique cardstock. I think I really like it. It's kind of a nice and durable. It's matte, but it's got that. It almost feels kind of playing cardy. It feels like really durable, and I don't know, there's just something different and something nice about it.
Does yours have a little bit of a ridge on the edge? If you take one card, like at the bottom, does it feel a little bit raised? Like I said, I've got two decks of this, and mine feels like that on both decks. There's like a little bit of a raised lip. Does yours?
No.
Okay.
No, as in like the way it's been cut, the way it's been printed.
Yeah, it just feels like not sharp, but it feels
actually,
like the edge just feels a little bit raised all the way
yeah.
around.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, yeah.
If you feel it on the front, it's perfectly smooth, but just on the back, it feels like there's a little lip, very faint.
Like you can't see anything. You can't actually. It's just,
No, that's right.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's never occurred to me before. Everyone's going to be going for their decks now to see if they can feel it too. But yeah, it's just if you kind of run your hands along, you can feel it kind of not scraping, but like kind of a thinging against your hand.
Yes, just very slightly kind of raised a little bit. Starry-Eyed Hermit says some decks do seem to have that rim. I wonder what in the printer makes it do that. Probably just the way it's cut, isn't it? If it's cutting down, I suppose it might.
Yeah, it might slightly. Yeah.
And I never realised until I watched a YouTube video that they'll cut a whole deck at once, won't they? They'll get like 78 cards and just, and then it cuts like a deck. Don't know if every printer does that.
Yeah, I would imagine it would depend on like the sheet. They're probably printed. See, it'd be interesting to know whether, like, see when they're making a deck. So you'd imagine like a sheet will be quite big and it'll probably have like a certain number of cards on it. Say it's like 40 or 20 or something. Like, would they do like 20 fools, 20 magicians, and then just make 20 decks, or like would that? I don't know. Doesn't even matter. I'm just geeking out.
Don't know. I just remember watching it was a YouTube video of a deck I think I backed on Kickstarter. It might have even been one of what's the person behind Neo Rider? I forgot her name. Might have been hers, and it just showed it, and it just kind of caught, and there was like a deck, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't realise there was done like that, but it might not be everyone. I think Robin's referred to that as industrial card punching, and Jonathan's got his, and that little ledge is there. Standard cards get printed on 2 sheets, says Malamir. Ivy, yes, Ivy. Thank you, Robin. Was that Ivy signing? Yes.
They don't do that with the multiple cards thing. There you go.
Yeah, 2 sheets. Yeah. It fits. The way it fits in the box is quite. I can't remember if it had like. Did yours have like a insert or anything, or was yours just loose like that as well?
No, it comes in a wee satin bag.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. Mine then.
I know that I've used mine for another deck.
I love the box. I love the linen. I don't know if that's going to show on camera, but it's this lovely linen feel. Very sturdy as well, isn't it?
Yeah, sturdy box. And it doesn't feel like a mass market production, does it? It feels quite it's quite unique, I think. But then I was looking at I looked up this edition Trajectory, and they produce a number of decks in France, so they do, and it looks as though their boxes are all quite similar. So I think this is maybe just something that they do.
Yeah.
What were you going to say there? Sorry.
I was just going to say, other than, what's it called? Old Fellow Revived. What's the original called? Robin will know because Robin's got the original. It's a Japanese deck where it's a hybrid mashup of Marseille-Waite.
Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, there you
go. Keishibo, thank you. Yeah. Before this was, I remember when this came out, and I was like, oh, what a brilliant idea, having a kind of a mashup of the 2 systems, because I love the art style of a lot of Marseille decks, but I'm an RWS person, and I didn't think at the time I'd ever get my hands on like a Keishibo anyway. Have you seen that Alejandro Rozan is working with Artisan Tarot again, and he's producing a Marseille-Waite Tarot?
No.
I think it's called Waite Marseille. I think it's reversed then from this, but I've seen some of the images and they look phenomenal. They literally look like a Marseille deck, and it's aged as well, so it looks, but then when you get to the minors, they're based around RWS in the same way as Keishibo and this deck.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Does it have, see the colour scheme, does it have that Marseille kind of a primary colour type
quickly
effect, do you know?
Let me see if I could, it's because I follow Alejandro on Facebook, so it might be there. Yeah, here we go. I think you should be able to see it now. It's like a video, I think. So,
oh, nice.
Present.
Yeah, you can see that quite well.
I've turned the volume right down.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. But there's some images as well. So here's the Queen of Swords. It's not in French.
Ah, okay.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really cool. And I love the backs. They're using the same backs on like their other decks. is our magician.
Right, okay.
So
So
yeah,
it's
that's
taken the
something that's
Smith-Waite in the back and made it quite Marseille style. That's quite clever.
yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited about that release as well.
Cool.
So
Well, that'd be good.
yeah,
So let's see. You talked about the card stock. The only other thing is a size comparison. So to let you see the size, it's this US game size. There's no difference. So yeah, just your standard tarot size.
yeah.
Nothing to see here. Yeah.
What I thought as well, when it comes to showing our decks, our favourites and stuff, because it's really hard, isn't it? Because the majors are very, very close to Marseille, and the minors, based on RWS. I've pulled out my very old, battered Tarot Classic and the Roses and Lilies. So I thought it might be quite nice to see how close the images are to the two decks that they're based on. If
That'd be
that's
quite
something
cool.
people want to see.
Definitely.
That
sounds
size
good.
comparison, you say?
I think that's
So-
the first time we've had anyone make a dirty joke about that, isn't it? My
Yeah.
goodness, starry-eyed Hermit and this goods turning this place into a house of ill repute.
Hi, Sandra. Sandra, can we send Sandra some love and healing as well? She's been poorly for a couple of days, so she is watching in the
Sandra.
background today. But yeah, so let's give her some love and healing vibes.
Sending lots of love, Sandra. I hope you feel better tomorrow. Make sure you get an early night. Get
Yeah.
yourself a cup of tea. And yeah, hope you feel better.
So how long have you had the deck, Chris? When did you get it?
I've had it 3 years now. I actually got this as, do you remember B-Jam?
Yeah. Still friends
I
with
got
him on
this
Facebook.
yeah, same. So that he kindly sent me this as a Christmas present 3 years ago. I think that's what it was. But yeah, that's how long I've had it.
B-Jam lives a stone's throw from me, and we've never met. It just blows my mind. We never met.
Terrible.
Like
he can come and help you find that deck.
Yeah, he can hear the bongs as clearly as I hear the bongs, because it's literally a 3 or 4 minute walk. So, but
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I'm sure we'll
a
bump
nice
into each
boy,
other
is.
one day. Yeah, he's a good lad. So does anybody else, before we go on, does anybody else have this deck? I'm not quite sure how popular it is. You know, with it, even though it's a mass market release, it's not mass as in easy to get from the shops or Waterstones or anything like that, is it? You know, the only way I could get it was through Amazon France.
Yeah. Although I wonder if you can just get it off, because you know how Rihanna's deck, the Arthurian.
Yeah, I
I was
don't think
able
you
to
could
just
with
order
this
that
one.
on the normal Amazon.
I don't think
now.
I don't think it was that easy to get from memory. Got a question here as well, Christian Hansen. Do you have the new Taschen Rider-Waite? I will have it possibly tomorrow, if not Saturday, although I'm out in the morning. Because I pre-ordered it from Cheryl at Oneness Emporium before Christmas. As a Christmas gift to myself, and she received them yesterday. So really excited to get that.
Nice.
Oh, Golden says it's on Amazon.
That is, yeah. So you can search it on the UK Amazon and get it, and it's only like £20, £20.81.
That's fab. That's fab.
That's really
You
good.
couldn't back in the day, could you?
Yeah, true. But Robin makes a point. Cheryl, I don't know if you would stock stuff from France, but always check and see if Oneness Emporium stocks it before you buy anything off Amazon. I say, because it's too easy to get fakes on Amazon, and well, Cheryl's just nicer, isn't she?
Yeah.
So Cheryl, I'm not sure if you do. I've got a feeling that you don't, but still, folks, just check first.
Yeah. Cool. So did you show the backs?
I didn't know, but the backs is one of the things I really like about the deck.
Me too. Yeah, really nice pattern. I quite like a tight pattern. Do you know what I mean? Like where they're a bit like Marseille, the old Marseille decks, you know, where it's kind of, I really like that. There's something about having neat little tiny.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I mean when I say about that deck you just showed on your iPad. It's as though they've taken the roses and lilies back, but made it that kind of a
Marseille style. Yeah,
tight back,
very clever.
style.
Yeah,
it's really good.
She's struggling with publisher of the French decks, but she won't give up. That's good to know.
Cool, excellent.
And Sharon won't give up either.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, let us know. Let us know if you do manage to get it in stock. So in terms of what we use it for, I would just use this the same way I use a Rider-Waite, but a Rider-Waite Smith. But I've used this to read for other people, so I quite like this deck, and I tend to take a wee. I don't know if craving is the right word because it makes it sound like I'm eating my tarot decks, and I'm not. But I take wee cravings for certain decks every now and then, and this is a deck that I regularly take a craving for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you get that?
I do. Yeah. So for me, when a deck comes in, I kind of go full out for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm using it all the time. I carry it with me. And I really kind of make a connection with it. But then another deck will come in, so then that goes on the shelf or sits around me for a couple of months. But then every so often, I'll think about a deck, or I'll see somebody else mention a deck, and then I'm like, I need to work that deck again. Do you know what I mean? So I'll then pull it out.
Yeah.
And this one in particular, I've gone through a few rounds of working with it.
Yeah. Aye. That's what's good about doing these as well, these throwbacks, because there'll be people in the chat who maybe haven't thought about this deck in a wee while, and this will kind of give them a wee spark to work with it again. So yeah, let us know if you're working with the deck. That'll be fun.
Jonathan says, I used the deck when I was asked to read at a Renaissance Festival themed birthday party, and everyone loved it. That's good to know.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Malamir says, or a deck will push another deck and they'll both fall off the shelf. That was Alistair Crowley having a go at Malamir. I wasn't having
it. Yeah, we can't have that. I'm sure Malamir can handle him though. Malamir could well take Crowley. Cool. I've only got like 10 cards to talk about, by the way. I've not got many at all. It's not that I don't like it. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's just trying to pick out favourites from this deck has been quite difficult. So there's 10 that stand out for different reasons. Have you got many?
Well, like I say, because we kind of did this in the last hour, I love it because, you know, what's there not to love? It's your classic or an interpretation of a classic Marseille for the majors, and then an interpretation of the RWS. So I'll just show something like this is the Fool, and then you can see that because I mean, when you look at the RWS Fool and the Marseille Fool, I mean, you can see that not a lot was changed other than perhaps the cliff edge. Do you know what I mean? Because there's still the full going off, and you know the what do you call this thing that's on the shoulder?
Satchel.
Yeah, on the stick. There's a dog or sometimes a cat trying to, you know, draw attention. But I thought what we could do is show like the Marseille for the majors at least, and then you
Cool.
just say which ones you particularly like. I mean,
Okay. Sounds good. Do you want to embiggen yourself then, Simon? We can just kind of your arms are going to be killing you by the end of this.
no, they were. What I really love as well, though, about the Marseille-Waite is I love the bold colours in the background. You know,
Yeah.
like the gorgeous red in the devil in the death card. The devil card has red in it as well. But these beautiful, beautiful colours. But you can see that they're very closely following Marseille. Then you'll see the switch when we get to the minors. Any particular majors that you've got in your 10?
Yeah, so I've got a few majors. My first one was actually the Emperor, which is the next one you're about to hold up. I really like the Emperor to. Marseille Emperors typically show one side of the Emperor's face, and it always makes me think of it's like the professional who you only see one side of them. You know, those people in work who they're always like, you always get them the same way. They're always like 100% professional, and you always have in the back of your mind like, I wonder what you'd be like when you're at home. Do you know what I mean? When you're at home in your slippers, putting your feet up, like, I just couldn't imagine that person doing that. There's always some shadow side to them or something that you don't see. So, and that for me is like, I like to see that in my Emperor cards. So, for that reason, I really like the Emperor. I've got the Lovers as well.
Have you?
Yeah, so the Lovers just because we see the choice element. And I can read the Lovers as being about choice. I can be it as being about love. I can see it as being a choice about love. Do you know what I mean? I think both are relevant and valid. But it's just nice to see that because I think most modern decks that are created nowadays they lean more towards the Lovers being about love. And it's just nice to see a deck that goes in a bit of a different direction. Albeit we know why this has done that. It's because it's based on Marseille. Robin's saying, can you make it bigger? So see, Simon, see along the bottom, there's a way that you can make your window. I like that. That maybe would be better.
But we've lost our Throwback Thursday now at the top.
Oh no. That's fine. Yeah, the Chariot's always weirded me out in Marseille decks just because the horses only tend to have like 2 legs.
Yeah, and the wheels are going in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
The wheels are facing forward, aren't they? So you get to see that it's a wheel. But of course, that serves no purpose whatsoever.
Yeah, strange.
But even in the Rider-Waite Smith, it's like a lump of granite, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and they're just resting there.
That's it. I think it's Rachel Pollock that talks about that. She talks about how, that's you coming to the end of the first centenary, and that's all about kind of a worldly success. And if you stop there, if you stop your life's journey, if you stop your development at material success, then you'll petrify, then you will solidify, and that's what we see in the Chariot. The Charioteer is literally kind of becoming like concrete, becoming solid, because he's not kind of going deeper into the kind of a more mental and spiritual development. But yeah, no, it's quite cool. So it is.
Knapsack. Thank you, Golden. That was actually the word I was trying to think of. Now, interestingly, even though the majors are based on Marseille, they do put strength card at 8.
Yeah.
Which I was really surprised about because, as we know, justice is key 8 when it comes
it's quite strange, isn't it?
Yeah. So when we look at, we'll have a look at strength anyway, because they're very similar.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is key 11.
Yeah. I often wonder why they do that, because it's not as if, like, I don't know, it's like, it's not as if it's an overly astrological or anything, you know, where they would want the, you know, the signs to be in order. So
Yeah.
sometimes I think just creators just like to kind of throw in a wee, they like to just fuck with us a wee bit and throw in something to throw us off a smidge.
Now, I thought for this one, I think that the Marseille-Waite depicts more of the RWS. I'm trying to do it right. There's no light. If I turn the light away too much, do you see what I mean?
It definitely does. Yep, 100%. You can even see it in the way the head's tilted.
Yeah,
Like the way the
not
head's
holding
tilted, the way the stick is, the way the lantern's been held out. It's like,
yeah, which is interesting. I love the wheel. Was wheel one of your favourites?
Actually, no. The next two were the two that you mentioned, the death and the devil cards. Sorry, you never mentioned the devil, but the devil has that red background as well.
Yeah.
But that was why I picked them, because they have those beautiful, vibrant backgrounds.
I just really love this Wheel of Fortune. So we've got the Marseille one here, which is on like just a normal ground. This is on water. So there's been some, and then this one is, as we know, is in the air, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I love the characters in this. They're like something out of a children's storybook. Look.
Oh yeah.
I just think, and I love this color green in the background as well. I just really love this Marseille card.
Yeah, it's nice.
There's something very children's book kind of illustration.
I was going to say, it reminds me of like Bedknobs and Broomsticks or something.
Yeah, but when you look at, it's just totally different, isn't it? And I know, there's many different depictions historically anyway when it comes to Wheel of Fortune, but love this. It's one of my favourite cards in the deck. And then we have Justice in the 11, number 11. So let's do that. Take that one out. And
I'll tell a lie, I had Justice as well, actually.
Oh, did you?
Justice, yeah. See, if you look at the look on her face, she looks as though she's seen something absolutely terrible. She looks as though she's just been sent an unsolicited dick pic. That's what she looks like. She's got that kind of
just opened her phone.
yeah. She's got that look about her.
Yeah. And it's very simply illustrated as well, isn't it? It's only a few strokes of the pen, really, her facial expression. So
yeah.
My
pal Robbie's popped in to say hi.
Hi, Robbie.
Popped in right as I say unsolicited dick pic. Typical Robbie. Funny.
So our hangman, Le Pendu. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I love this as well. I think the death card is great. It is more on in keeping with this particular Marseille. This one is quite unusual anyway, with the death written down the side there for the Tarot Classic, but certainly when you compare it to the RWS death card. But yeah, I love the red and the dark. Again, it almost feels like on water. It seems like waves, doesn't it? I know it's
Yeah.
not, but
Yeah. I love the black ground against the red background. I think that it just looks really cool.
yeah, striking.
Yeah.
And then we have the Temperance card. And then you like the devil as well, didn't you? I love this devil. I love his facial expression. It's like the Gruffalo.
Yeah. Yeah. The again, it's the colours that just pop really well. That red fiery background.
And, there's not a lot of difference when it comes to the RWS either. They're very,
Mm,
not a lot was changed really.
that's true. But I think that's closer to the Smith-Waite,
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. Le Maison Du. Again, lovely bold colours. I was trying to describe this the other day. What deck was I showing that came in the other day? It was the Steel Wizard. I don't know if you've seen that
Right.
one yet. This deck, particularly you notice it on like the star card, it uses this kind of, is it pastels where it's like a chalky, you're an artist, you'll know, where you have that kind of crayony chalky effect. Do you see what I mean?
Potentially, yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. It potentially is. I'm not 100% sure. I'm definitely no expert.
But I love that in that kind of art medium.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. And we've got our people being ridiculously big, of course.
Of course. I mean, look at that one. She's just crawling around the back of it.
Yeah. Like, what did she even fall out of? Because she couldn't fit
She
out
has. It's like
the
I'll
top,
I'll
never mind the window.
I'll just hide around the back. And then we have the star.
Nice. Again, the star's one that's quite consistent through the Smith-Waite and the
Yeah,
Marseille, isn't it?
yeah. And then we have the moon.
Nice.
I guess this is kind of where it's definitely following the Marseille because we don't have the naked baby on the horse.
Yeah.
Oh, picked up two there. Our judgment card. Again, no huge kind of changes when it comes to RWS.
Different. The flag's different in the Tarot Classic or whatever the Marseille one is that you're showing.
Different.
Yeah, the flag.
The colours. I mean, the colours of it.
Aye, but so it's a different flag, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they've just played around with the colours, haven't they?
Right. Hmm.
And then we have the world.
Nice.
So I won't obviously show all the minors, and there's no point showing the minors of a Marseille deck because it's just the accumulation of the actual pip. So I'll put these ones Tarot Classic back.
Cool.
It's like the Titans at that point.
The Tower card. The people are like Titans. I think that's what starry-eyed hermit means. I've got 6 cards that I've picked out from the minors that I quite like.
Okay, let me get them in
you want
order.
me...
Are you going? What suit are you go with first?
Wands.
Okay.
So
Wands.
let me just. So my first favourite one is the Six of Wands. So this is the only Wands card that I've got. And I actually picked this because, for a bit of a strange reason, when you look at it like really closely, if you look at the expressions on all of the faces, including the horses, they're really different, and they give a really different they give the card a really different feel. I think the person who's on the horse looks really devious and conniving almost. The horse looks quite distressed, and the people who are there kind of are watching, who are typically like kind of a supporting, they look quite shocked, and it just gives the card a completely different feel and different connotations than what I would normally associate with the Six of Wands. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
Oh, I put them in the wrong piles.
Have you got any particular favourites that you've thought of, or?
I mean, not really, because it's so RWS. I think they've done a fantastic job. It kind of reminds me of, you get some RWS decks and they recolor them like Wiser Tarot or something like that. It kind of reminds me of that. So I just love them all, really. I don't think there's one that I thought, oh, they haven't really depicted that very well.
Yeah, it's quite a unique and a nice art style. So it is, and it's funny because it's something that I wouldn't have thought that I would have gone for. Like the kind of a cartoony style. But I actually really like it. I really love the Two of Swords, but that's for the same reason that I love a lot of Two of Swords, and it's just the colours. It's the kind of atmosphere in the card. This particular one puts me in mind of like the Dirty Palm Two of Swords. I think it just has that beautiful background effect. Hi Greg, by the way, just seen you pop in, and Beth from Aspasia Rising. Hope you're doing okay.
Hi both. Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? The night sky.
Yeah.
What suit are you going to next?
Oh, so that was the only sword card. So we've had wands and swords. I've then got a couple of cups cards.
So just before you show that, I'll just show a comparison of the. So that's the Marseille-Waite, and then that's the RWS.
Nice. What RWS is it that you're using, Simon? Sorry, I know you showed it at the start, but I've forgotten.
Roses and Lilies.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
So Conrad Staines, Roses and Lilies. I thought I'd show the original to do a comparison.
Nice. Very nice. My next one that I like is the Two of Cups.
So we're going to Cups.
Yeah.
Two of Cups.
It's actually because I find the card quite comical. So I don't know if you've noticed this before, but look at the chap in the green. Look at his right hand. For one thing, his right hand is massive compared to his left hand, and it looks as though he's reaching to grope her. And then if you look at the look that she's giving him, and she's pointing that finger, like, if that hand comes any closer to me, you're going to lose it.
Do you know, I've never ever spotted that hand. Did you notice it like right away? Because you notice things like that, don't you?
No, I actually noticed it when I was looking through the deck today. When I was looking through cards, that I like. I was looking for cards that I liked. It was the faces that I noticed first. I mean, look at the look on his face. Look at that.
See, I took her as just being all sort of coy. Do you know what I mean? But now you've said that, I will always see it's like if that hand goes anywhere near That is
It's
funny.
funny the things you notice.
Love it.
Yeah. I also love the Eight of Cups. And again, it's the same as the Two of Swords. It's that atmospheric, the colours in it. I just think it's really nice. And I also like how the cups are symmetrical, and like for me the Eight of Cups is a card about, it's about going in a new direction, but for me the eight should always be, there should be some aspect of stability to it. And for me this is like you've got your emotions in order, you know how you feel about the situation, and you're ready to then make that, make that leap or make that decision or go in that direction, because you've got that, you're coming from that solid base. So I actually like that the cups are all, they look as though they're in order, all the ducks are in a row. Whereas the Eight of Cups in the Smith Way, it looks as though there's something missing, which it works, because you could read that as, right, okay, I'm feeling as though there's something missing, I'm going out to search for whatever it is that's not there. So that's fine, but I just add, there's something that I quite like about the
neat
I'm
and
just
orderly.
realising as well, it looks like a reflection. The cups look like they're reflected. Like, it looks as though the ones on top are reflecting the ones on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the curvature
Yeah.
at the underneath, isn't it? Let me show that quite close up. Yeah, that's a good point. Because they probably wouldn't stand the bottom ones.
Yeah.
They'd wobble too
Yeah,
much, and you wouldn't be able to stack them on top, would you? I wonder if there's a reflection in the water. That's interesting, but then that's quite a leap, isn't it, from that?
Yeah, it's quite different. And then it's just Pentacles. I've got a couple of Pentacles cards that I like.
Yeah, I really like this version of the 5 as well. I just think, I know we're used to seeing that kind of cloaked figure, but it's something very, I don't know, it just feels, it's not even like there's a space for the hood, it's just like they're completely shrouded.
Yeah.
And of course, as I mentioned, the reasons why this is a spare card with my quote on the back, so I love that one.
You're 4.
And then your Pentacles, did you say?
Yep. So actually, I've got the 2 again, but I'm just realising I think I've had 2. No, I didn't have the 2 of Wands, but I've got the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and now the 2 of Pentacles is one of my favourites. Again, so we normally have that wee ship, I think, and the ship and the water in the background in the Smith Waite, but in this case we've got 4 ships, so it just feels overly dramatic, and I'm there for the drama. I love it.
No pointy hat.
Yeah, no,
like
Dick
a Sufi hat, isn't it? Yeah. And the pentacles are more coinish, aren't they? They're more rather than actual pentacles, they are kind of sticking to like the elaborate coin.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the suit's called Dernier, isn't it? So it probably is more coins, isn't it?
Yeah. But with it being a mashup, and it was tending to be Marseille style majors. I don't know. I suppose I expect that more in something like perhaps in Alejandro's deck, where I think they're all, and like Keishabo, where even the minors look very Marseille. These don't, do they? It's like a deck of 2 halves, really.
Yeah, that's true. The last one that I've picked out is the 4 of coins, and it's just the expression on his face that makes me laugh. It kind of reminds me of one of my dogs, Luna. She can have like all of she can have 2 toys in her mouth at once, but if she sees Sola with another one, you know how the way this guy's like kind of a balancing 4 coins, he's balancing one in his head, and he's got this one, and he's worrying about the 2 down there as well. He's got all of this to worry about, but it's like he can't see green cheese. He's like, he sees something else, and he's like, oh, I kind of want that one as well. How am I going to go and get it? And that's what it puts me in mind of. That kind of a, I don't want to call it but it's kind of a selfishness, but almost like an innocent selfishness. Do you know what I mean? Just that instinct, that desire for more, that I suppose we can sometimes associate with this card.
That is an expression, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the facial expressions are quite funny on this deck. You normally like the 5 of coins.
Yeah, I do like the 5. I was gonna say about that, but I don't know. It just feels like the heads are really kind of contorted. I know it's supposed to be looking up. I'm going to look at it against that one, but no, it's almost like his.
Yeah.
But he's looking up towards the window, isn't he? With the warmth and the glow from the inside.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. The guy in the king of coins, looks like the hermit, but I think that's because there's quite a lot of characters in this deck that have the beard without the moustache. Do you know what I mean? It just goes sideburns, beard, hair, and it's just like goes all the way around, but there's no moustache across the middle. The hermit's got that same thing. So it almost looks like the same person.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that was me. Those were all my favourites. There aren't any cards that I don't particularly like in the deck. I think they're all pretty nice.
Do you find that when... Let me put us back onto equal thing. Oh, there we are. Do you find as well when we do this, Chris, that you then leave the deck out and you play with it for a few days?
Yeah, more often than not I will. Sometimes more than that. Sometimes it really kind of I can hear
Sorry,
something.
my watch still starts talking randomly to me sometimes. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it will really put me in the, get me in the zone to work with a deck, and I'll work with it for ages after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suspect that this will stay out for a
Yeah,
while.
because I was just thinking that. So I'm not putting this back on the shelf yet because it's like I've not discovered it again, but got that renewed appreciation for it. But
Yeah.
because we know the deck that we're going to do next month, what I used to do for Throwback Thursday would be at least a week or so before, would be get it out and work with it so that when I do Throwback Thursday, I can talk about it a lot more. But I suppose because of this week and the one before Christmas, it was very kind of not last minute, but I'd forgotten that we'd said about Deviant Moon. I was like, what deck are we doing? Do you remember? With the build up to Christmas. So I didn't get to play with it as much as I would like to do. But I think so. It's one of two things. I either get them out a week or so before and connect with it and bond with it again, and share my experience, or like now, because it's only been in the last hour that we've decided we're going to talk about this deck, that I don't want it to go back on the shelf. I want to appreciate it all over again for a little bit longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm already itching to shuffle it, so I am. So
Cheryl said, I've had this deck on my wish list for a while. As I love Marseille, I might have to get it. I can highly recommend it. And for, like Chris
Yeah.
said, it's 20 quid at the moment. But the quality of the packaging and everything else, and there's a silk pouch you said as well, isn't there, that you get with it? I've forgotten about that because I don't know what happened to mine, but yeah, really good,
Probably
good
you've probably
value.
used it because it was just a plain black bag, so you've maybe used it for another deck.
Yeah,
That's what I'll often do.
possibly. Yeah, so that's pretty good, I think, to get all the the little book. And I forgot about the app that I've got, the Google Translate, because it's quite easy. It'll be quite easily to use that because it's not a huge book, so you can just literally scan the page and read it, can't you?
Yeah, that's true. I actually forgot to say about the book. So the book's quite basic. There's not a lot of information on each card. It does kind of a stick to quite basic meanings. There's a couple of
Yeah.
spreads and there's some background information.
There's
But
even
it's
less on the minors, isn't there? Just a sentence or two for the minors.
yeah, that's it.
Whereas
It
that
does
for
have
the
all the
majors.
keywords for the minors though, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So like you say, it will be good for like Google Lens or Google Translate, whatever you're using with it.
And then we've got Jan says, I used to have this deck. I sold it, but kind of miss it now. One of the few things I did not like, though, is that Justice's strength cards are switched like RWS. Otherwise, it's great. Yeah, that's what we were saying, because they've tried to, particularly with the majors, follow the Marseille. So why they didn't do that, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Alejandro does with his Waite Marseille deck.
Yeah. I think actually in the book it says that Emmanuel Eiger works with the Rider-Waite Tarot.
Okay.
I think it says he uses it for philosophy, psychology, and spirituality. I'm saying he, she, LA. I'm trying to pick out the French words that I know here, but yeah. So if she uses the Rider-Waite as her main deck, and she's kind of the one that's directed the creation of this deck, then that'll be why. That's why
Yeah.
they've been switched, because she's more used to the RWS system.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, there we go.
The deck for next month, then, is it the other one that I have found today? Before we
Yeah,
announce
let's
it.
go with that. So we're doing the Starman Tarot. I think it's sometimes called the David Bowie Tarot, isn't it?
Yes, David Bowie Tarot, Starman Tarot. Yeah, I've had that since 2018,
Right.
since its initial release. So yeah, it'd be interesting to. Which version do you have? Because there's 3 versions, isn't there?
I've actually got 2 copies of it. I got
Oh, have you?
yeah, there's one of them that's still sealed. I've not even opened it because it came with the Total Tarot magazine. So it did.
Oh, okay.
But the version that I've got that I've had for years is it's not the deluxe box, like the that's got all of the bells and whistles with it. It's the one, in fact, can you see it up there? See it there?
Yeah.
Behind the crystal ball. Is
Okay.
that one the one that's kind of got the lightning thing down it? So yeah, it's massive. It's a massive deck, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
but
Oh, Starman
anyway,
Tarot is being re-released. I'm not sure what the changes are. Wow, to say there's
okay.
already 3 versions, that's surprising. Cheryl's
Yeah.
been looking at decks that are coming out in 2024. So there's some exciting stuff.
Right. Mm,
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
well,
You saw that
looking forward to
the Arthurian Tarot is coming out in 2024, a new version by US Games, as a kit with a book, Psychic Tarot.
that. The Arthurian.
They're not Arthurian. Oh, by what's his name? Palladini. What was it? The Aquarian.
Oh, okay.
Did you see?
I saw some. I saw a US Games actually had posted something on Instagram about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've not got the Aquarian Tarot.
What?
No, no, it's one deck that I've never had.
That's like one of the staples, like
I
Morgan
know.
Greer and Anson Roberts.
I know. I know.
Well,
It's strange, isn't it? That's a deck that
well,
I've never. I've
50, I
not got.
think it's a 50-year anniversary kind of, and US Games are bringing it out as a kit, but they're having a big book with it as well, which is, I think it's called Psychic Tarot book. But it looks really cool, and Cheryl is going to stock it at Oneness Emporium, so very exciting.
Yeah, Cheryl says it's going to be an expensive year. Yeah, you're right. It is, because there's lots and lots of decks coming out this year that I've got my eye on. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. Just need to not eat for a month. I'd probably do my Slim World consultant will be delighted about
Yeah, beans on wholemeal toast.
that. Yeah, that's it. Oh,
All right. So, so what would the date be in a month time? So we'll be looking at Thursday, the 9th. Oh no, second, won't it? First. Thursday the 1st.
yeah. I'm still getting used to my diary.
Hello from
Yeah,
Virginia. Hello.
Thursday the 1st.
Yeah.
So I think
So
that's 4 weeks, isn't it?
yeah. So Thursday the 1st, Starman Tarot for Throwback Thursday. We'll see you there. Have you got anything coming up, Chris, that you want to tell people?
Nothing that I can think of at this point, no. So no, just we'll see what happens as the month goes on.
Smashing. So as soon as I get my Taschen set, I'll do a video because I'm excited. And then I've got another deck coming on Tuesday, but it's a bit of a surprise. So a kind of first look at a deck that's coming out later in the year. So
Ooh,
stay tuned.
I've got a guess as to what that might be, but I will wait until we're off air to confirm my suspicions.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we're Thursday, aren't we? Should be on Saturday for a couple of catch-up cards on my channel. So if people are around for that, this week's gone by so fast. It feels like just a couple of days ago since the last cuppa.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice to hang out with you, Chris. Sorry tonight was so chaotic.
That's okay, no worries at all. It's been. I've actually really enjoyed it. Enjoyed looking at this deck. So no, thank you for having me as always.
Well, we've been having each other because it's your channel too.
That's true. That's true. Cool.
All right then, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for being here. See you all later.
See you later. Bye.